โยโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธสวากขาโตเยนะภะคะวะตาธัมโมสุปฏิปันโนยัสสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆธัมมายังภะคะวันตังสัทธัมมังสัสสังฆังอิเมหิสการะหิยะถารหังอาโรปิเตหิหัพพิปุชยามะสาธุโนพันเตภะคะวาสุจิราภรินิพุตโตปิปัจฉิมาจันตานุกัมปมานะสหังอิเมสการะทุกขตาปนาการะโภเตปฏิคันหาตุอัมหากังทีคารตังหิตายาสุขายาอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิหันธมายังบุตตสาปุปภาคณมการังกโรมสเหนนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะตังโคปนะภะคะวันตังเอวังกัลยาโนกิตติสันโฆหบุคโตเอเตเปโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธเวจาจารณสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิโทอนุตตรปุริสธรรมสารติสัทธาเทวมนุสานังบุญโตภะคะวันเตหันธมายังพุทธาภิกิติงกโรมสเหนบุญทวารหันตวรตาติคุณาภิยุโตสุนทาภิญาณกรุณาหิสัมมาคตาโตโพธิสิโยสุจนตังกัมมลัมวสุโรวันธามหังตัมริยาตัมรนังศิรสาชินินทังบุญโตโยสาปปานินังสารนังเขมวัตตมังปัทมานุสติทานังวันธามิตังสิเรนะหังบุญทาสาหัสมิทาโสวาบุญโตเมสามิเกสโรวันบุญโตดุขันสังขันตาจะวินทาตาจะหิตาสเมบุญตาสาหังนิยาเตมิสริรันชีวิตังเจตังวันทันโตหังเจริสามีบุญตาเสวสุโพธิตังนาทิเมสารนังอัญญังบุญโตเมสารนังวรังเอเตนะสัจวันเจนะวันไทยังสาธุสาสเนบุตทังเมวันธมาเนนะยังปุญญังปสุตังอิทา สัพเพปิหันตรายาเมมะเหสังตัสสติจัสสะกายเนวาจายวเจตุสาวาพุทเตกุกัมมังปะกตังมยายังพุทโตปฏิกันหันโตอัจจยันตังกาลันตะเรสัมมริโตวะพุทเทหันธรรมายังธรรมานุสตินายังกโรมะเสเหนสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันเทเทโกหากาลิโกเอหิปัสสิโกโอปนะยิโกปัจจตังเวทิตาโพวิญโยหิเตหันธรรมายังธรรมาภิกขุเตงกโรมะเสเหนสวากขาตตาทิคุณโยกวะเสหนสยโยโยมังคปะกะปริยันติวิโมกขเพโทธัมโมกุโลกัปปัฏฐานาตัทธัทธาริธาริวันธามหังตมหรังวรธรรมเมตังธัมโมโยสัพพปานินังสรณังเขมะพุทธมังทุติยานุสติทานังวันธามิตังสิเรนะหังธัมมาสาหาสมิทาโสวะธัมโมเมสามิเกสโรธัมโมตุกขาสังฆาตาจวิทาตาจหิตาสเมธัมมาสาหังนิยาเตมิสริรันชีวิตังเจตังวันทันโตหังจเรสหาเมธัมมาเสวสุธัมมตังนาทิเมสรนังอัญญังธัมโมเมสรนังวรังเอเตนะสัจวันเจนะวันไทยังสาธุสาสเนธัมมังเมวันธมาเนนะยังปุญญังปัสสุตังอิทาสัพเพปิหันตรายาเมมะเหสังตัสสติจัสสะหายนวาจายวเจตุสาวานัมมิกุกัมมังปะกตังมยายังธัมโมปฏิกันหันโตอัจจยันตังกาลันตะเรสัมมริโตวัฏัมเมหันธรรมายังสังฆานุสตินายังกโรมะเสเหนสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆโอจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาญปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยาติทังจัตตาริปุริสโยคานิหันทปุริสปุคลาเอสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุนยโยปาหุนยโยตาคินยโยหันจลิกรณิโยอโนตรังปุญญังเขตังโลกัสสหันติหันธรรมายังสังฆาปิเขเตงกโรมะเสเหนสัทธรรมโจสุปฏิปัตติคุณาติยโตโยธาภิโตหริยปุคลสังกเสโตศีลาดิธรรมปวราสยกายจิตโตวันธามหังตมริยานคนังสุสุทังสังโฆโยสัพพปานินังสรณังเขมะพุทธมังตติยานุสติทานังวันธามิตังสิเรนะหังสังฆาสาหาสเมตตาโสวาสังโฆเม Samike sarovan Sankho dukha sakhata cha vitata cha hitasame Sankha sahang niyate misariran chivitang chethang One thando hang chari sahami Sankha so patipannatang Nati me saranang hanyang Sankho me saranang varang Ete nasa javan jena vatayang sadhu sasane Sanghang me vandhamane nayang punyang pasutang etha Sabe bihantaraya me mahesum tasate jasam Kayena vajaya vacetasa va Sanghe kukamang pakatang mayayang Sanggo patikan hantu vajayantang Kalantare samarito vasanghe Hantamayang sarapanyena buddhamangkalagathāyo apanamasehe Sambodho te padhang seathon Neseno jewama jimen Kondanyo bhavagechan aganayen jagasapom saribunto jadakenen arati hovalichan Panchime vijahananthon hayape jagavam batin Mogalano jahotaren Esane picharahualon Eme komangala bhutam Samphe yedapate tetan Vandetante jaham mehin Sakare japo jetan Ente sangano bhavenam Savasate bhavantanum Nama samano Asano aven nahatam darayo. Good evening, everyone. So today is Tuesday night. So this is our time for the practice of a meditation. Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Zem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. We have just reflected the virtues of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Now this is time to reflect upon ourselves. So sitting in a comfortable position, gently close your eyes. And relax the entire body. Leaving all your responsibilities aside, just to be here and now. Mindful of your sitting body as you're sitting. Are you feeling comfortable or not? If you feel comfortable, then that's fine. And if you do not feel comfortable, then just move around your body in different posture, different sides, and simply adjusting yourself. So practice of a meditation is, although not about the physical appearance and the physical exercise, it is a mental exercise. It is about our mind and how our mind responds to the things and what is going on here and now. In life there are three things happening all the time. Not more than three things. When we are talking in a sense of our mind. One, we are thinking about the past, so-called atitang nanvamakaya. Yeah? So we are worrying about the past. what have we done, what had happened, what were we doing, and so on. And a second, we will be worrying about the future. What's going on and what's going to be. And that generates the fear and anger, hatred, and so on. But remember, these two incidents are taking place in the moment here and now, which we normally forget. We normally forget to be mindful that I am breathing. Normally we forget that I am sitting. Forget that we are in the moment here and now. Even the thought that we are thinking about the past, we are thinking here and now. We're thinking now. Worrying about the future again, this is happening in the moment here and now. So this is the present moment. And all what we are doing is to be mindful that this is happening here and now. There is nothing more than this. Now again, past, which has gone, we have learned the lesson, but we can't undo it like in a computer. When we have typed some words and we feel that that's not right, then we can undo it, or deleting it and then undoing it. But in our life, it doesn't happen like that. It's gone is gone. All what we can do is to change our attitude, from attitude to the gratitude, and from gratitude to the appreciation. Changing that the past is gone and our future yet to come, and what we can do is to change our attitude to the things. And that changing attitude happens here, in the moment, now, which is known as Paccuppanna Dhamma. And the moment when we recognize ourselves in the moment here and now, we begin to appreciate our life, appreciate our friends, appreciate our families, and rest of the world. We see the value on it. An ability to respect, true respect from our bottom of heart. So these are all possible only when we are mindful as we are sitting here. Mind is not restless, composed and settled. And in order to let the mind relax and settled, we give a primary object to work with it. And the object of meditation is breath related, breathing in and out, or the rising and falling of abdomen. So when it rises, noticing that it's rising, and when it falls, noticing that's falling. So continue being mindful until you hear the gong. So today I'll be reading again from the previously left passage. This is the first discourse of the Buddha in the long discourses. In the long discourses, this first sutta is called the Brahma Jala Sutta. Previously, I have explained the 2 sessions of it. So today we will be focusing on the middle section. So the middle section on the called the Majjhima Sila. In the Majjhima Sila, let me open the file. Say Yathawa Panekho Bonto Samana Brahmana. So which basically means there are some ascetics and Brahmins and who, while enjoying food given in faith, still engage in injuring plants and the seeds. So in this second section, the third section, in fact, but the second Majjhima Sila, or the middle ethics that one practices, basically it's focusing on the monastics. As monks, as a monks, it is suggested that should not be cultivate anything in the field, but solely rely on others' offering. And the reason behind relying on others' offering is not that monks can't work, and monks haven't got any knowledge about it, but it is simply because giving an opportunity to lay our householders to learn to give things away rather than just holding or accumulation of the wealth, and which is very normal in a sense that after working some hours one will get the money or the salary, and with that we genuinely generate this belonging, and with that belongingness we will be separating from this is belongs to me, and that is belongs to them, and expands it in a sense that never ending, and wanting to have more and more. And that's again the greed, and which is another main root cause of the trouble, conflict around the world, and seeing other people and others and me and mine and they and them sort of a concept generates. As a result of that, the Buddha encouraged monks, rather than having that sense of um, greediness and possessiveness about the wealth, not possessing anything, and also including the cultivation. And that is the reason why monks should rely on others' offering, which gives appreciation and which gives more time for the study and practice too. And here in this section, we'll be talking about relying on others' offering, and there are the different activities that a monks or ascetics should not perform, and there are who will perform as well. So in the first section here, saying that there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, so here given in faith, basically the family members are giving, and still engage injuring plants and seeds. So here, plants and seeds, Bija Gama Bhuta Gama Samarabhang Anuyutta Viharanti. So we're still engaging in the injuring plants and the seeds. And these include plants propagated from roots, stems, cuttings, or joints, and those from regular seeds as the fifth. So basically, yeah, monks should not be injuring this plants. Injuring here is this word quite interesting. In the injuring here, like cutting, injuring, cutting, and pulling it out. Whereas the Buddha is saying the ascetic Gautama refrains from such injury to plants and seeds. So here, Buddha is saying that Buddha will not even harm to any plants and seeds. Such is an ordinary person's praise for the realized one. So as a result of that, Buddha is praised that he would not injure even plants and the seeds. And further, the second one, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still engage in storing up goods for their own use. And here again, this is another interesting subject, that the monks should not or are not allowed to store any goods, not only the goods but also foods. And here, goods. simply to use it in the future. And this is another reason why whenever we have a plenty of foods, I normally give it away and help others. And whereas this food here means including the drinks, clothes, vehicles, beddings, fragrance, and material possessions. Now, in a sense, this could be a very problematic in these days, as monasteries and temples are relying on it and storing quite a significant amount of food and drinks and clothes and fragrance and possessions, whereas a real monk will not store anything. And the Buddha, the ascetic Gautama, refrains from storing up such goods. And also, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in a faith, and still engage in seeing souls, the Visuka Dasana. So, that is again um, going to attain the different soul, like entertainments or a play like that. And this includes dancing, singing, music, performance, and storytelling, clapping, gongs, and kettle drums, art exhibitions, and acrobats displays, battles of elephants, horses, buffaloes, bulls, goats, rams, chickens, and quails, staff fighting, boxing and wrestling, combat, roll calls of the armed force, battle formations, and regiment reviews. So this is quite significant and specifically explaining that monks, or now here simply saying that the Buddha will not join these activities at all. And that is the reason why Buddha is praised. Yeah? So the ascetic Gautama refrains from such so. Such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. And further, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given by others in faith, still engage in gambling that causes negligence. And this includes, again, checkers, droughts, checkers in the air, hopscotch, board games, tip cat, drawing straw, dice, leaf flute, toy pine whales, and toy mazes, toy cards, and guessing words from syllabus, and guessing another's thoughts. And this is again, Buddha refrains from these gambling or activities. And that's why such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. And further, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still make use of a high and luxury beddings. And this is again, there are as they become famous. Normally, people will be happy to offer luxurious beddings, including sofas, couch, woolen covers, sack piles, and embroidered and flowers, and quilted, embroidered animals, and double, single fringe, and woven rugs for elephants and horses, chariots, and these different varieties of comfortable, luxurious beddings that will be provided, whereas the ascetic Gautama, the Buddha, will refrain such beddings, and that is the reason why he is praised. And there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still engage in beautification and adorning themselves with a garland and fragrance and makeups. And this includes again, applying beauty products by anointing, massaging, bathing, and rubbing, and mirrors, ointments, garland, fragrance, and makeup, face powder, foundation, bracelets, headbands, and fancy walking sticks and containers, parasols and fancy saddles, turbans and jewelry, and so on. And then, whereas the Buddha refrains from such beautification and adornments. And that's another reason why Buddha is praised. And there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still engage in a worldly, unworthy talk. This includes such topics as talk about the kings and bandits and ministers, talk about the armies and threats and wars, talk about food, drink, clothes, and beds, talk about the garlands and fragrance, talk about family, vehicle, villages, towns, and cities and countries. They talk about women and horses and street talks and well talks, and talk about the departed, motley talks and tales of lands and sea, and talks about being reborn in this or that state of existence. So this is again venerable the ascetic Gautama, the Buddha, refrains such unworthy talks. Such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying good food given in faith, still engage in arguments. Now, this is again another interesting topic, and that argument means, like such say, I don't understand this teaching and training. I understand this training and teachings. What you understand this teachings and training? You are practicing wrong. I am practicing right. I stay on topic. You don't. You say it last. What you should have said first. You said first what you should have said last. What you have thought so much about has been disproved. Your doctrine is refuted. Go on, save your doctrine. You are trapped. Get yourself out of this if you can. This ascetic Gautama refrains from such argumentative talks, and that's the reason why he is again praised. There's some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying good food given in faith, still engage in running errands and messages. This include running errands for rulers, ministers, and aristocrats, and Brahmins, and householders, or prince who say, go here, go there, talk this, bring that from there. Whereas the Buddha refrains that. And there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still engage in deceit, flattery, hinting, and belittling, and using material um, possessions to chase after other material possessions. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such deceit and flattery, such is the ordinary person's praise. So these are some of the, this is known as the basic, not a middle or middle ethics. And then here further, the large section of ethics Buddha talks in here. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earns a living by unworthy branches of knowledge, by wrong livelihood. And that basically includes such fields as limb reading, ominology, and divining celestial patterns, interpreting dreams, divining bodily marks, and divining holes in clothes, and when by mice, fire offerings and ladle offerings, offerings of husks and rice powder, rice, ghee, or oil, offerings from the mouth, blood sacrifices, palmistry, geomancy for building sites, and fields and cemeteries, exorcisms, earth magic, snake charming, poisons, and crafts of the scorpions and the rat, the bird, the crows, the prophesying, lifespan, chanting for protection, and deceiving animal cries, and the ascetic Gautama refrained from such unworthy branches of knowledge. Such is a wrong livelihood. Such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. And again, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earn a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. That includes marks of gems and clothes, clubs, swords, spears, arrows, weapons, men, women, female, a buffalo, lizard, rabbit, and tortoise and deers. Ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such wrong livelihood. As a result, he is praised. And there are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earns a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. This includes making predictions that the king will march forth or march back, or that our king will attack an enemy king will retreat, or vice versa, or that our king will triumph and the enemy king will be defeated, or vice versa, and so there will be victory for and defeat for the others. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such wrong livelihood. Such is an ordinary person's praise for the realized one. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earns a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. This includes making predictions that there will be an eclipse of the moon, the sun, the stars, that the sun, moon, and the stars will be in junction, or the um, opposition, that there will be a meteor, soar, a fierce sky, and earthly thunder, that there will be a rising, setting in darkness and stars, and it also include making predictions about the result of such phenomena. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such wrongly livelihood. Such is an ordinary person's praise to the realized one. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying good food given in faith, still earns a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. This includes predictions whether there will be plenty of rain or a drought, plenty of eat or famine, an abundant harvest or a bad harvest, security or peril, sickness or health. It also includes such occupations such as computing, accounting, calculating, poetry, and cosmology. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such wrong livelihood. And such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earn a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. This includes making arrangement for giving and talking in marriage, for engagement and divorce, and for scattering rice inwards or outward at the wedding ceremony. It also includes casting spells for good or bad luck, causing abortions, and binding the tongue or lacking the jaws, charms for the hands and ears, and questioning a mirror, a girl, or a god as an oracle, worshipping the sun, worshipping the great one, breathing fire, and invoking city, the goodness of luck. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such wrong livelihood, and as a result of that, ordinary person praises of the Buddha. There are some ascetics and Brahmins who, while enjoying food given in faith, still earns a living by unworthy branches of knowledge by wrong livelihood. This includes rights for propitiation, for granting wishes, for ghosts, for earth, for rain, for property settlement, and for preparing and consecrating house sites, and rites involving rinsing and bathing, and oblation. It also includes administrating emetics, purgatives, and expectorants, and pharmacologies, administering ear oils, eye restoratives, and nostril medicine, ointments, and counter ointment surgery with a needle and scalpel, treating children, prescribing root medicines, and binding on herbs. The ascetic Gautama refrains from such unworthy branches of knowledge, such a wrong livelihood, such is an ordinary person's praise of the realized one. They are the trivial, insignificant detail of a mere ethic that an ordinary person speaks of when they speak praise of the realized one. And so this is the section on the ethics ends. So from the minor ethics, middle, and the higher ethics. So the next section would be on the views, and which is one of the very important principles in the Buddha's teachings. So with that, today I will end here and will continue following days. So with this, may you all be well and happy. Thank you.